Hi, everybody. This is meteorologist Dean D. Davison from the Weather Pros, liveweatherblogs.com. I am the local chapter committee chair member for the National Weather Association, nationally now, for the next 3 years. I decided to put together a severe weather outlook for 2017 to show you what we see on the maps. We're going to use climate data, and we're going to show you why this would occur. This will help you understand which areas are most likely to get severe weather and when. At the end, we will have a area of what months are most likely to see this. First, we'll start with this upcoming month and what it will look like. So let's take a look at climate. We're going to have a lot warmer than normal for most of the eastern part of the United States. This has been going on for a while, but it's also helping out with the boundary system. We have cold air and warm air. In a boundary area, we're getting the potential of severe weather, which is what we've been seeing. But where do we see the best potential this next upcoming month would be likely here in Texas and Dixie Alley. And then, it's equal chances, but I'm going to show you why. Lows are going to be coming to the west of this, moving in this general direction. Because obviously, with your below normal, you're going to have high pressure. So your high pressure is going to be here. Winds around it, you would have this lows developing here in Texas and moving to the north and east, or developing in here and moving to the north and east. That is what would prove the moisture content to be higher, because you have lower pressures here making more rainfall. So you're in this EC area, in the southern parts of the country, this is where your low pressure centers are most likely going to be, which is going to allow that moisture to come up from the Gulf, and with boundaries would allow severe weather to occur. So that, for the month of right now through middle April, will be the area of greatest concern. But we take a look at the 3 months over the period area. Where do we see the most happening? Well, it's pretty much the same. You're going to see, in the main months for severe weather, majority of your lows develop here in the Tennessee area, Arkansas, Texas, and move to the northeast or to the east, depending on where the highs set up. So if we have highs set up here, it would be closer to the mid-Atlantic. So this area in the lower plains, the Dixie Alley area up into the mid-Atlantic, is going to have the highest amount of severe weather this year, based on past occurrences in history, and based on how your lows and highs are going to occur. The PNA, we'd have to watch in the climate data, is the PNA and NAO and how they shift. That would tell you where the lows are going to develop and how and the blocking would occur. So, more precipitation in Dixie Alley, warmer than normal, will give you more potential for tornadoes in Dixie Alley and southern plains. What I just described to you was about why this would occur. The low pressure system, stronger lows, more precipitation, more shifting atmosphere, more circulation in the atmosphere, more tornadic probabilities. So, severe wind threat, you get the warmer than normal stuff. So, when these highs set up, and you have a boundary, maybe a warm front, what's that going to do? A warmer than normal will allow storms to ride along boundaries, which will cause equal or more mesoscale convective systems, which are MCSs, and derecho threat. So if we back up to here, and I show you this, anywhere there's a high in this above average area, say which means they're going to be warmer than normal temperatures, you have a high sit there and it rides along here, and your lows coming in, and it has that warm front boundary somewhere in here, you're going to get mesoscale convective systems riding that ridge, which is called a ridge riding system, or ridge rider. So that's exactly what we have a problem where these high pressures will develop the potential for derechos and mesoscale convective systems, which are sometimes more damaging than some tornadoes. So we take a look at tornado frequency from 2003 to 2013, and where do you have your tornado frequency? Well, there's more tornadoes occurring in Dixie Alley. Well, that's it used to be the Midwest all the time. And this is what I was discussing with you for this, will actually play into this picture. You're going to see more severe weather in Dixie Alley because your lows running through this area. There's also a part out in the plains, which is normal. So here's your area of great concern. Right through Tennessee, back here through Kansas. These are the areas I think this year also will be in that thing. But you see how this green sneaks up into the Mid-Atlantic? That's actually a number of events, 3 to 5 events a year, is becoming more prevalent Roanoke and East. So there's another situation. And I think over the next couple of years, this may push further north if we get these things that will actually pop into eastern Pennsylvania. I think we're going to start getting more severe weather in these areas along the eastern seaboard. So we take a look at this and what we have here. Numbers of tornadoes from 62 to 2011. And this is up to including the big issue they had with North Carolina down south. But see, 324 EF0s, and you go through it. You know, EF5s are not huge, but we've actually had more increase over the last couple of days, bang into June being the significant time for the most tornadoes. And usually on evening times or early morning, believe it or not, are the times they strike. But we've had more increases of deadly tornadoes. And the reason overnight's bad is because of nocturnal events, and that's more likely to kill. So, major events. Obviously, the picture on here is a derecho of 2012 that affected a majority of the areas from Indiana straight to the coastline in Virginia and New Jersey. So, that being said, a derecho, that's why we discussed that earlier. 2011 in April, massive tornado outbreak from New York all the way down to the south. Like I said, where was the low? The low is where I'm talking about. This could have happened again. It's easy to occur in this situation. So, what I say, and this year's already been interesting. This is March 1st, and look at that. Still discussion on whether that's a ratio or not. Based on the definitions, would concur to be one. But a long line of severe weather, nonetheless. So, when's the most chances of severe weather? Primarily tornadoes. Lower Plains, March, right now through May. Dixie Alley, now through June. And September through November. Reason we have a second season. There's a lot more turbulence now in Dixie Alley. Upper Plains, April through June, I think. Mid-April through June is the best time to see the Upper Plains get involved in the action. And the Mid-Atlantic, which would include Virginia, maybe even up to New Jersey, down here in North Carolina and those areas, April and through June, and then September through November being prevalent for your severe weather and tornado threat. We don't get a lot of them, but when they do occur, they can be rather damaging. So like I said, we're looking at, I would say, probably a slightly above normal season, especially for Dixie Alley and the lower plains in the Mid-Atlantic. That's how I call the severe weather and tornado threat this year. So we'd love to hear from if you have any questions on this. Feel free to ask, and I will happily answer. Meteorologist Dean Davison, The Weather Pros. Thanks for watching the Severe Weather 2017 Outlook.